Wicked Good Season 4, Episode 06. If you're listening to this, you can watch it on Spotify now. You can watch this on Spotify. You can also watch it on YouTube and the Hub. If you're watching this, you can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Yeah, that's basically it. We're live streaming 24/5, 24 hours a day for 5 days a week, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Everything's running there. We got all the clips on reruns and like a random, basically it's a TV channel, but with only my stuff on it. So if you want to just hop in there at any point, go ahead. The live chat shit's all on the screen, so you can go ahead and, I don't know, interact, whatever you want to do with it. Well, don't do whatever you want to do. Please make sure it's not inappropriate, but I think you get what I mean. Advertisers, Blue Chew, Tommy Chong CBD, as always, they'll be linked in the description. Everything's at wickedgood.xyz, wickedgood.xyz, wickedgood.xyz. It's a link tree, but it's pimped out. So if you just go to wickedgood.xyz, everything will be there. Advertisers, links to streams, audio, video, everything is there. So go ahead and go there if you want. I don't really care if you do or not. But to start this episode, the song of the week is Lavender Lust by Rocco. Really good song. I wish it was longer. I think it's only like I'm pretty sure it's only a minute and like 30 seconds, minute 20 seconds. So I really do wish it was longer, but if you play it on repeat, it's pretty good. I did mix it myself and kind of make it like a 3-minute song, but that's obviously not publicly available. So check that out. We will start this episode with some music stuff. Goldman Sachs has released a 2030 music prediction. In all honesty, don't really know why I care too much about this, but it's just kind of cool to see what the what fucking big financial people like Goldman Sachs think about the music industry going forward, seeing as there's been so much money being thrown into it regarding catalog buyouts and even just, we'll talk about after this, stock sell-offs of music-based industries are also happening at a very high rate. So something's going on, and I guess Goldman Sachs also thinks something's going on. So there was a Goldman Sachs Insights page, infographics, music stream. The link will be in a paste bin, so you can always go check that out. All the links are always there. But to start off, a massive revival. After nearly 2 decades of disruption, the music industry is undergoing a massive revival. Artists, labels, and publishers are cashing in on the growing popularity of streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and consumers are signing up for subscriptions like never before. It's clearly happening. Everyone's got some sort of streaming thing now. Before, I knew a good amount of people who still did only the downloading, but I think everyone now is basically paying monthly for their music, which clearly the arguments have been back and forth of which way you think that's really good or not, but not up to me. The Spotify subscription surge, this is from 2011 all the way up to 2018. 2011, only 3 million. 2012, 5 million. 2013, 7 million. 2014, 15 million. 2015, 28 million. 2016, 43 million. 2017 had 71 million and 87 million in September of 2018. So only, was it 6 in 6 years, it has gone from 3 million to 87 million, and that was 2018, not even including 2020, 2021, 2022, all that crazy shit. Apple's basically the same thing, just a giant expanse. Obviously, Spotify was before Apple Music, so I know a good amount of people who were just stuck in that Spotify because, that's the way to go, because they've just had it for so long, I guess. don't know that many. I mean, honestly, obviously, actually, do I know an Android user that uses Apple Music? Is that even possible? Well, I don't, but it would be kind of funny if you did do that. I wonder if there's actually any like upside to it, but maybe not. To continue with the Goldman Sachs stuff, though, a new era of growth. We forecast music revenue to make to about 131 billion in 2030. We forecast music revenue to more than double to 131 billion. It's pretty fucked that they think it's going to get that big. I mean, obviously, it's not. I mean, not that much. No, it's a fuckload of money. How do we think the music industry revenue will evolve? Well, let's see. Right now, that they're showing a chart. If you're not on the website, I'm not showing any of the stuff on the screen because I'm not dealing with the possibility of DMCA. So I will describe it for audio and visual listeners and watchers. Right now, we have a pie graph. The largest part of the pie graph is recorded, so this is where the recording money comes from. And then live music is around, it doesn't say the percentages, which would be nice if it did, but live music is slightly more than that, and publishing is a very small sliver comparative to recording and live music. And they think in 2030 that recorded will be $80 billion, live music will be 38 billion, and publishing will be 12.5 billion. Now that I'm looking at this chart, the next story is going to make some more sense because right now, the 2017 chart, why the fuck do they do this? Whatever, they're using data from 2017, so that's just fucking out of date at this point. Well, clearly the pandemic happened, but either way, recorded revenue is going to be up and take up a way higher percentage of profit than live music. Live music's percentage in the profit of the artist, label, publishers is going to be lower. And in the next article, I will be talking about how the CEO of Live Nation is literally just selling off hundreds of millions of dollars worth of stock. So I guess Goldman Sachs probably sees something going on that I'm now making the connection on. What's behind the surge? Well, let's find out. Thank you, Goldman Sachs, for answering. Millennials and Generation Z are spending more of their annual budgets on music compared to other age groups. Yeah, I would probably agree. So I guess, okay, so 18 to 34, because anything below 13 I think is illegal. So 13 to 18, then they have 18 to 34, and then the other one, which is the older people. Obviously, the younger people are spending more money on streaming services because most of them have I guess everyone's got a smartphone too, but even some people, like some parents I know, they do not have any streaming services, even though their child has it, and they could probably just sign into their account and use it and not have to, like, I don't know what old people do with how they share music nowadays. I don't know, whatever. Who cares? But main point is the millennials and the Gen Zs are pushing the surge, which I don't think this is anything groundbreaking, to be completely honest. They just have really cool graphics that make it sound like this looks cool, but it's kind of obvious if you just looked at the market and most people who are streaming. The proportion of people who stream music on their smartphones is also growing. Development markets, they think there's going to be a much larger increase, obviously, because cheaper devices, more people getting their hands on it, internet service being more accessible to mobile devices in developing countries. So by 2030, they obviously think that's going to be a big part of the uptake and growth of streaming. The artists ain't getting paid no more, but either way, what could go wrong? And this is the fun part. 76% of streaming users consider access to millions of tracks very or fairly important. Access to millions of tracks. Yes, I agree. I don't know if it's very important, but it's fairly important. I mean, you know how to get it over there. So, streaming could lose some of its appeal to consumers and might resort in piracy. Oh no, the pirates are coming. They're gonna steal all my money. Even though they might actually be promoting my music in another way. Alright, prices might go up. And if prices go up, the piracy is going to be worse. Who cares? Labels you're not making any fucking money off the shit anyways. What was it? Napster's actually has the best streaming, I think, revenue. And then I think it's Napster, Tidal, Spotify, and YouTube are absolutely low. Clearly, actually, I think Apple Music's better now, but fuck, man. If you're worried about piracy, I got some other problems going, I think. Labels might pull their music from streaming platforms that would then result in something that would go wrong, which is happens already. I mean, I think Taylor Swift is re-recording a lot of her stuff and going to be re-uploading it onto platforms, and I'm pretty sure there's some big artists out there who don't have their music on certain platforms for whatever reason if they want. So you don't have to put your music on there. There's no you have to, but you gotta make money somehow, I guess. Streaming is what's next? Let's find out. Streaming is set to propel the global music revenue to record highs. All right. In 1988, physical sales, because there's no streaming or downloading, was 20 billion, and they're estimating by 2026 it will be back to around 20 billion, but streaming will have basically 85-90% of the market. Downloads will still have some of the market, and physical will still also have some of the market. Last episode I talked about, or 2 episodes ago, talked about the uptick in physical sales over the last year during the last 2 years during the pandemic. So physical stuff is still coming back, and one of the things I chopped off this episode was an artist came out with a new physical platform, which is barely even described yet. But either way, what Goldman Sachs thinks about the music industry is not that big of a telltale sign of what's coming, but it's definitely something that should be at least thought of in the back of the head, that there's at least they are projecting a growth in it. And if Goldman Sachs, the people who are writing these reports, are talking or in conversations with people who are talking about the music industry, so they're citing sources from 2017, so clearly they're I don't know how much real work they're putting into that part, but or at least making it public. At least these people talk, and if Goldman Sachs is putting out a report that says this, there's probably at least some sort of validity to it, or there's something going on at least. They might not know what's going on, but something's going on. And something else that's going on is Live Nation's CEO, Michael Rapino, has sold almost $160 million in company stock during 2022. So just this year, Live Nation CEO Michael Rapino has sold almost $160 million in company stock. This article, Digital Music News, Dylan Smith, this is crazy. And it blows my mind that there's not more coverage or anyone talking about this. The only reason I know about this was because I was just scrolling through. I saw 160 million. That was about it. I didn't know the fuck Michael Rapino was. And anything about Live Nation is well, I already know they're effing me from the ticket sales. So all those fees that they have. Yeah, fuck you. All right, well, into the article. Live Nation president and CEO Michael Rapino has sold nearly $160 million worth of stock in his company since 2022's beginning, Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) filings have revealed. Digital music news first reported on Rapinoe's multi-million-dollar stock sell-off 2 days back when Live Nation officially launched in the Philippines. Despite having dipped in value by about 12% across the last 4 months, Live Nation stock remains 30% above its price point as of April 2021, which is pretty obvious because of the pandemic. Rapinoe, who served as Live Nation's head for nearly 17 years, has evidently capitalized upon the stock price resurgence, which comes after valuation dips from high-profile companies and a slip throughout the broader market. So he saw the prices going up. He's like, I'm out. I don't know about right now, but this was in early May. So on January 13th, for instance, Thunder Bay, Ontario-born Rapinoe. Why did they just dox him like that? And I just kind of did it also. No, I didn't. Disposed of 29,489 Live Nation stocks withheld for tax purposes upon vesting of restricted stock grants at $113 apiece, generating a cool $3.3 million in the process. According to the SEC documents, post-transaction, Rapinoe held a substantial 2.7 million more shares of his company, and the figure actually increased in the following months as the executive unlocked massive stock bonuses and exercise-related options. This sort of stuff, this is how you don't make money by selling shit. Well, you do, but in this position, he's making a shitload of money just off the stocks that he is given from his contract of being the head of Live Nation. They've just been gobbling up the friggin' ticketing market, so it's not that big of a surprise that he's actually being able to cash out at this large of an amount. Several of Rapinoe's fellow Live Nation higher-ups, including President and CFO, EVP, and General Counsel, and Chief Accounting Officer, have also recently sold off a considerable amount of shares and exercised stock options. I think they know something's coming. Back to stock sales of Rapinoe, however, the Live Nation CEO, after offloading an aforementioned 29,000 shares in mid-January, cashed in on 20,000 shares at $115 mid-February. By month, Rapinoe's Live Nation stock sales, bonuses, and options. He goes over a very in-depth of literally every single one of these transactions. So here's the funny thing, though, is you can actually see that he's doing it on weekends and while the market's closed. I can only imagine why he's doing that, but he's not doing this on normal trading days, or if all right, ready, March. These are the days he did it. March 17th, 18th, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 30th, and 31st. This is April 1st, 6th, 7th, 8th, 13th, 14th, 20th, 21st, 22nd. So now we're in 6 months in. In 6 months, he has made $160 million by selling his stock shares in the company. Now, why would the CEO of the largest ticketing company in America think that it's a good idea to sell all of his stocks? Well, my theory is he knows the ban hammer's coming. before the pandemic was about to happen, there's some big investigations going on in the Senate. I don't know if they're still going on right now because we know how the Senate works and our government. So who knows when that will happen. But there were some big things happening. I think it's highly possible that something's coming. And with Goldman Sachs saying that or predicting in the next 8 years that the revenue from live shows are going to go down, that might be a pretty good time for him to get $160 million. Why not, right? I mean, fuck it. Well, that's the end of the music stuff. I'm going to send it to an Double ad. Dome Municipality. Back at it again with another ad. This episode's ad is brought to you by Tommy Chong CBD. The world is full of CBD brands, but only one has the name Tommy Chong CBD. They got drops, topicals, gummies, soft gels. Obviously, why wouldn't you? From 750 milligrams full spectrum gummies to 250 milligram CBD muscle freeze gel. There's definitely something on this website that will pique your interest. Drops come from 3 different formulas. Some of the drops are full spectrum, good vibes, and nice dreams. They got 300 milligram versions all the way up to 3,000 milligram versions of the drops. So no matter who you are, there's a product for you. Check them out. wickedgood.xyz advertisers tab. You go wickedgood.xyz, click on the advertisers tab. Bam, there you go. That's how the internet works. wickedgood.xyz advertisers tab. If you don't use that link, I don't make any money. Also, make sure to use Tommy20 when you check out. You get 20% off. So as long as that lasts, don't know when this episode will be coming out or airing. So there you go. Tommy20, wickedgood.xyz advertisers tab. There you go. That's the end of this ad. Back to the show from that advertisement, and welcome to my voice crack. Something else that's actually very welcoming is Apple finally having their self-service repair marketplace open for anyone to fix their iPhones if they please. Now, I am a masshole, so I would like to take some credit for this being a thing because we did vote for it, and now that one state did it, kind of every other state, and it doesn't really apply to every other state, obviously, but I mean, if they're going to comply in one state, they probably should just comply in all of them. So that's basically what Apple did here. Talk about Google and Samsung doing it after this, but directly from the mouth that took the bite out of Apple, Apple's self-service repair is now available. Genuine Apple parts and tools can now be purchased by U.S. customers. Like, it took this long? Holy crap. iPhone being repaired with genuine Apple parts and tools through Apple's self-service repair. Self-service repair is part of Apple's effort to further expand access to repairs and is intended for individuals who are experienced with the complexities of repairing electronic devices. Thanks for that big brain idea. Apple today announced self-service repair is now available, providing repair manuals and genuine Apple parts and tools through the Apple self-service repair store. I've checked it out. It's pretty self-explanatory, honestly, which hopefully it's Apple. They're pretty good at that stuff. Self-service repair is available in the U.S. and will expand to additional countries, beginning in Europe later this year. The new online store offers more than 200 individual parts and tools, enabling customers who are experienced with the complexities of repairing electronic devices to complete repairs on the iPhone 12 and 13 lineups and SE third generations, such as display, battery, and camera. So iPhone 13, iPhone 13, iPhone 12, and iPhone SE 3rd generation, you'll be able to do the display, battery, and camera right now. And they say, what is it? This program will also include manual parts tools to perform repairs on Mac computers with Apple Silicon. So later this year, they will also be doing the Mac computers with Apple Silicon, whatever you want to call it. It's a small amount of devices. Obviously, it's not every single device they've ever made. They probably do not have the ability to create those parts anymore or want to ramp up lines for it. I'm happy that it's going forward, that this will be a thing, because it should have been a thing for all of time, but it's nice that it's here. I'm not going to complain too much because it is here. Only thing I can complain about really is the price, but we'll get into that. To start the self-service repair process, a customer will first review the repair manual for the product they want to repair by visiting support.apple.com/self-service-service-repair. Then they can visit the Apple Self-Service Repair Store and order the necessary parts and tools. Every genuine Apple part is designed and engineered for each product and goes through extensive testing to ensure the highest quality, safety, and reliability. The parts are the same ones at the same price as those available to Apple's network of authorized repair providers. For certain repairs, customers will receive a credit when returning a replaced part for recycling. Pretty sure they'll it's like if you buy a car battery or certain car parts, you pay a shitload of money, but you get money back after you return the battery, so you're not just like dumping it into wherever. So that will be a part of the service that they're doing. The Apple if you don't know anything about Apple parts, I've watched way too much Lewis Ross. I mean, not way too much. I've watched a good amount of Lewis Rossman. I enjoy his content, depending. But he points out that new phones from Apple, new device, new iPads, MacBooks, they do not allow you to have non-Apple authorized things put into them. Back in the day, I remember you just go to like the mall and you're like, my phone's cracked, I need a new screen, $40, and I'll get it in some cool color. That was just some random glass with no association with Apple that some guy or lady was just putting into your phone. Now, that doesn't happen, and it's very hard to buy those Apple products because if you use a non-Apple verified screen and you plug it in and get your phone together and you turn your phone on, it will not work because Apple has these little things embedded in all of their genuine Apple stuff that you can only get if you're an Apple provider. It won't work. So you got to have that stuff. So now you are actually able to buy that stuff. A lot bit of a tangent, but we will continue. Apple tools available to customers on the self-service repair store are the same used by Apple's repair network. They are the utmost. Wait, where? Repair products and repair operate. Fuck, I was scrolling way too fast. All right, I lost it. We're back. They are custom designed to help provide the best repairs for Apple products and are engineered to withstand the rigors of high volume professional repair operations where safety and reliability are the utmost priority. The high quality tools offered through the self-service repair include torque drivers, repair trays, display and battery presses, and more. So they give you the parts. You don't have to go on some website and buy or they give you the devices to put the parts into your device. The tools, that's the name of it. Thank you, Joe, for making your brain work. Apple will offer the toolkits for rent at $49 so that customers who do not want to purchase tools for the single repair still have access to their professional repair tools. And the week-long rental kits will ship to customers free. Self-repair is part of Apple's effort to further expand access to repairs. Thank you. For the vast majority of customers who do not have experience repairing electronic devices, I wonder why. It's because no one's ever been able to. What kid is going to try to fix their phone if they don't have access to it? Visiting a professional repair provider with certified technicians who use genuine Apple parts is the safest and most reliable way to get a repair. Completely agree. Because it's very easy to poke something and now it's done. Over the past 3 years, Apple has nearly doubled the number of service locations with access to genuine Apple parts, tools, and training, including more than 3,000 independent, a global network of more than 5,000 authorized and support more than 100,000 active technicians. As a result, in the U.S., 8 of 10 Apple customers are located within 20 minutes of an authorized service provider. So, if you don't want to buy your own parts and still want to use an independent repair provider, you can do so. Yeah. Also today, here we go. Also today, Apple published a paper expanding access to safe, reliable, and secure service and repair, which details Apple's approach to design long-lasting products and increasing access to repairs. So finally, Apple has officially launched their repair service. They've been talking about it for the last year. It's finally here. So you can buy parts for your iPhone if it's fucking breaks. I don't know if you're going to do it because most people are just inept at this point because, I mean, it's not necessarily their fault. What is there to fix anymore? You know, what do you fix? Oh, my TV's broken. Oh, I don't know. Any product I have nowadays, it's just like, oh, I'll just throw it away and get a new one. So hopefully the culture might like to swing back so where we can actually like work on stuff. Trying to work on a car nowadays, like a 2022 model car, impossible. You have to like take 7 things out to even get to like the air filter sensor that probably is going to break every 2 years. Whatever. Off of Apple, on to Samsung. They have expanded customer first care experience. This article is directly from Samsung News. So, shout out Samsung News. Care experience with new self-repair program. In delivering a customer-first care experience nationwide, Samsung is continually offering more convenient and accessible options for customers to prolong the use of their devices. Wouldn't that be nice? Promote a circular economy and minimize e-waste. Sounds like a great idea. Thanks for doing it. Today, Samsung Electronics America announces that Galaxy device owners will be able to take product repair into their own hands for Samsung's most popular models, Galaxy S20, Galaxy S21 family of products, and Galaxy Tab S7 Plus. Beginning this summer, Samsung consumers will get access to genuine device parts, repair tools, and intuitive visual step-by-step repair guides. Samsung is collaborating with iFix, the lending online repair community, on this program. More information will be shared on self-available. To start, Galaxy device owners will be able to replace displays, assemblies, back glass, and charging ports, and return used parts to Samsung for responsible recycling. So almost the same stuff that Apple has right now, except Apple doesn't have back glass and doesn't have charging port. Samsung has charging port, back glass does not have battery, it seems like, but I'm sure that's going to come at some point because that was the whole thing. They had that scandal over Samsung and Apple where messing with people's batteries and making their phones slower so that the batteries lasted longer because no one could fix them and no one wanted to go to the store to fix them. So now there's some sort of fix. I can just do it myself. God forbid someone wants to do something. Oh, whatever. You can tell how much I love this topic. In the future, Samsung plans to expand self-repair to more devices and repairs from our extensive product portfolio. Samsung, we're creating. Yeah. It's all okay. Great quotes. Samsung has a vast network of same-day service. Oh, fuck you. Okay, yeah. So this is just them more promoting. I went over that in the Apple thing, which probably wasn't very necessary. But not only is Samsung doing this, Google is launching genuine parts with iFixit. Pixel Part Program is what they're calling it. This is from iFixit's news website, directly from the mouth of Google and iFixit. We're delighted to announce that we are working with Google to sell genuine parts for Pixel phones starting later this year. You can learn more about this in Google's blog post. We will be continuing to write up step-by-step Google Pixel phone repair guides, which are comprehensive, going all the way back to the original Pixel. Repair guides are live for every Pixel through the Pixel 5, and we are writing guides for Pixel 5a, 6, and 6 Pro now. So that's really cool that Google's going all the way back. Not really that many Google Pixels, so compared to Apple and Samsung, there's a big difference. But either way, you get the point. Our part selections will include everything you need for the most common Google Pixel repairs: batteries, displays, cameras, and more. The cameras is fucking sick, because whatever. Either way, I was just thinking, like, what if they had the ability to, like, upgrade your camera, but probably not going to let you do that. So maybe in the future. We will sell them both individually and as part of fix kits, which include all tools you need to fix your Google Pixel, from screwdriver bits to spongers. No idea what that is. Later this year, genuine Pixel parts will be available for purchase at iFixit.com for Pixel 2 through Pixel 6 Pro, as well as future Pixel models in the US, UK, Canada, Australia, and European Union countries where Pixels are available. So this is, Google seems to be doing the best overall. Clearly their phone line is not as expansive as either one of the companies, and it seems like it's only for Pixel products. Apple's doing it for Macs also, and Samsung's doing it for their tablets. So it's a little easier for them to probably sort this out and do it for a lot more places. But each kit comes with an eye opener or opening tool designed to apply heat directly and evenly to the case component joined with adhesive. The kit also include replacement pre-cut adhesive for securing and waterproofing your Pixel, so you can even fucking re-waterproof it. Google already provides the software required to calibrate new fingerprint sensors upon installation to the So here we go, baby. This is what we want. Why shouldn't we just be able to do this? I don't know. I don't think there's that many good arguments. I know when I watched the videos of the lobbyists, they didn't have any real good arguments. Honestly, I'm pretty open to good arguments. There weren't that many good. I don't think there was any good arguments. Clearly, I am obviously biased in this, but it's nice. Google and Samsung, Android are yes, but Google and Samsung are finally also doing this. Technically, this did happen. Google and Samsung released their stuff like days before Apple did, so technically they beat them to it publicly, but they've all been working on it in the background for the last little bit of time. So, I mean, I'm just happy that you can repair stuff. I mean, why wouldn't you be happy for that? I mean, what's wrong with that? Something's definitely wrong, though, is... So, Clearview AI is a company that basically has your face. And I would bet that they have your face. And this article is basically going to prove that Clearview AI has your face. And me recording this and putting this on the public internet also guarantees that my face is somewhere in Clearview AI's system. But if I was an Illinois resident, not anymore. So this is directly from the ACLU.org. A big win. Settlement ensures Clearview AI complies with groundbreaking Illinois biometric privacy law. As part of the settlement in ACLU v. Clearview, Clearview AI, the company is now permanently banned nationwide from making its faceprint database available to most businesses and other private actors. If you had the bag, you had access to basically every U.S. citizen's face that you wanted, bar none. Like this, I'm not joking around. This company has the largest database on the planet of faces, and this lawsuit was a good one. Under the legal settlement filed in court today, Clearview AI, a secretive face surveillance company claiming to have captured more than 10 billion face prints. I will say that again. It's with a B if you didn't hear that. 10 billion face prints from people's online photos across the globe. They have agreed to a new set of restrictions to ensure the company is in alignment with the Illinois Biometric Information Privacy Act, a groundbreaking Illinois privacy law. The central provision of the settlement restricts Clearview from selling its faceprint database not just in Illinois, but across the United States. Among the provisions in this binding settlement, which will become final when approved by the court, Clearview is permanently banned nationwide from making its faceprint database available to most businesses and other private entities. So if you were a private citizen or business and you had that bag, Clearview is like, gimme. I'll show you some faces. So hopefully that will stop, but we know how this goes. The company will also cease selling access to its database to any entity in Illinois, including state and local police, for 5 years. Yeah, baby! It'd be nice if Massachusetts did this. So, if you live in Illinois, your face cannot be in the database, not only not allowing access to state and local police, it's to any business or citizen in Illinois. So you're all set. If you're in Illinois, you can fucking yeet that shit out of there. I did go through the process of attempting to get my identity taken off there just because I figured I'd see what the process was. You know, real journalism reporting. And you have to send them a picture of your face and your ID. So up to you if you'd like to actually do that and confirm yourself on their database. But back to the article. The company will also cease selling, blah, 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 we already did that, by requiring Clearview to comply with Illinois' path-breaking biometric privacy law, not just in the state, but across the country. The settlement demonstrates that strong privacy laws can provide real protections against abuse, said Nathan Frieder, the deputy director of the ACLU Speech, Privacy, and Technology Project. Clearview can no longer treat people's unique biometric identifiers as an unrestricted source of profit. Other companies would be wise to take note, and other states should follow Illinois' lead in enacting strong biometric privacy laws. Their argument is, you're posting all this stuff publicly to the internet, so they are, I mean, you're publicly posting it to the internet, so they're not breaking any laws. Well, yet, kind of, but if your Facebook, I don't know how Snapchat works at that point, but Instagram, your Twitter, all that stuff is not private. It's just getting sucked off by companies like this, just going ham on it and selling it to someone, and someone's willing to buy it. Where are we going? All right, fuck off. I gotta get used to this new remote, but there's a battle being fought in courtrooms and state houses across the country about who is going to control biometrics, big tech or the people being tracked by them, or the government. And this represents one of the biggest victories for consumers to date, said Jay Ellie from a national recognized leader in consumer privacy litigation that recently obtained a $650 million settlement in a BIPA case with Facebook, which has also announced it will curtail its facial recognition practices nationwide. I remember back in the day when Facebook would just be like, oh shit, this person's in your photo too? Well, they're in the system. That was illegal. The restrictions are detailed in an agreement resolving a lawsuit filed against Clearview in May 2020 on behalf of groups representing survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault, undocumented immigrants, current and former sex workers, and other vulnerable communities uniquely harmed by facial recognition surveillance. Yes, I'm happy that this is helping those people, but this shouldn't just be those people. It's everyone. Everyone just shouldn't have any of this stuff done to them. It doesn't matter what community you're a part of. No one should have this happen to them. The lawsuit alleged that Clearview reportedly violated the BIPA, a law adopted in 2008 to ensure that Illinois residents would not have their biometric identifiers, including face prints, captured and used without their knowledge and permission. This law is from 2008, so this isn't even like a new law that like just happened because of the Clearview. This is an old law, and in 2008, I don't know if you remember this, but social media was like not a fucking thing. So it is kind of weird that they're taking an old law and using it like this, but I guess this is what's necessary. This settlement is a big win for the most vulnerable people in Illinois. Much of our work is centered on protecting privacy and ensuring the safety of survivors of domestic abuse. Before this agreement, Clearview ignored the fact that biometric information can be misused to create dangerous situations, threaten to their lives. Today, there's no longer the case. All right. Under the settlement agreement filed in Illinois State Court today, Clearview will be permanently banned from granting paid or free access to its gargantuan facial recognition database for private entities, including both private companies and private individuals nationwide, subject to a narrow exceptions containing in the BIPA. So I don't know what those exceptions are, but I'm sure some of the largest companies on the planet will somehow get into that exception thing. But granting free access, have you ever used something for like, all right, I don't know what it is. I need to use this service. It's got free 30 days. Bet I'm going to use a gift card or some like random card number and give them that. Not going to charge it. And then after 30 days, I've used the service. I'm not paying for it. I'm out. I cancel my account. I could just get a free trial to the largest facial recognition database on the planet. Sign me up. Who wouldn't sign up for that? Clearview will be banned from granting access to its database to any state or local government entity in Illinois, including law enforcement, for a period of 5 years. This means that within Illinois law, Clearview cannot take advantage of BIPA's exception for government contracts during that time. So in 5 years, I guess it's just gone and they can start doing it again. in Clearview is banned from accessing its Clearview will be banned from granting access to its database to local government. Okay, we already read that, you idiot. This scrolling I'm going to have to get used to. Clearview will be banned for granting access to its database to any private entity in Illinois for 5 years, meaning Clearview cannot take advantage of any of BIPA's exemptions allowing sale to certain types of businesses during that time. Clearview will maintain an opt-out request form, this is what I talked about earlier, on its website, allowing residents to upload a photo and fill out a form to ensure that their face print will be blocked from appearing in Clearview's search results. So you can get taken off one list, but then you get put on another list that's definitely got less people in it. Up to you if you live in Illinois or Chicago and you want to do this. The company will also commit $50,000 to pay for internet ads publicizing the opt-out mechanism. Clearview, I don't even think that's that much money for ads. You should probably spend that shit on Facebook. It's all gone 5 hours. Clearview is prohibited from using the photos people upload as part of this opt-out process for any purpose other than the opt-out program. I'm sure, yeah. Thank God that was at least put in there. I don't know how they're going to do with that, but Clearview will end its practice of offering free trial accounts to individual police officers without the knowledge or approval of their employers. What? I should have became a police officer if I get access to all this shit. Free trial accounts to individual police officers without the knowledge or approval of their employers. Over the next 5 years, Clearview will continue its current measures to attempt to filter out photographs that were taken in and uploaded from Illinois. This shit's just like fucked up. Recently, Clearview announced that it was on track to have 100 billion face prints in its database within a year. So they're going from 10 billion to 100 billion in one fucking year. This is just scary. I mean, whatever. We're in a fucking matrix at this point. God damn it. And sure, I guess my gripe is everyone. I constantly I'm very, very paranoid. Well, I guess I'm not incredibly paranoid. I'm definitely paranoid. And I'm sure if you've watched the show, you could probably tell that. But when companies are making billions of dollars off simple shit like this, just because I posted some dumbass picture on my public Instagram that no one fucking cares about, now I'm in the system and just getting sucked off for billions of dollars. People don't care about it, but it's happening. And then they just complain all the time about this shit happening. Like, well, I still continue to do it anyways. Just be a little bit more, I don't know, be a little more cautious and conscious about the stuff you're posting publicly on the internet. I don't know why I have to say that. It should be a given, but there's a lot of money to be made off this stuff, and clearly it's not just money. There's a lot of backdoor stuff that can be done, and I'm sure the instances where individual police officers having free access to the system is probably not for any real legal reason. I think you get what I'm saying there. Yeah. Enough to ensure almost everyone in the world will be identifiable. These images, equivalent to 14 photos for each 7 billion people on Earth, would enable covert and remote surveillance of Americans on a scale unlike ever seen before. And you know what? I shit on China for this all the time, but at least it's the Chinese government doing it. This is just some company probably being funded by who knows what governments at this point. At least if it was the US, I'd feel a little bit more happy that it's at least something I'm paying for. I guess I'm still paying for this somehow, but whatever. 14 photos for every single person on Earth is just crazy. Clearly, that's not fully accurate. That's just a numbers game. But reports suggest that neither the U.S. government nor any American company has ever compiled such a massive trove of biometrics. BIPA requires companies that collect, capture, and obtain an Illinois resident's biometric identifier, such as fingerprint, faceprint, or iris scan, to notify that individual and obtain their written consent. This is because the involuntary and surreptitious, I can't believe I got that correct on the first time, probably didn't, but whatever, capture of biometric identifiers, which cannot be changed, can pose greater risks to an individual's security, privacy, and safety than the capture of other identifiers such as names and addresses would be simpler. 14 years ago, ACLU, whatever. Okay, so big story. Didn't see too much mainstream coverage of it. It's definitely something to think about. There's not just Clearview AI doing this. There's a lot of other companies doing this. They're just the ones with the largest data set. Some other people with a really large data set is the Department of Homeland Security, and I will talk about more about that in the next topic after this advertisement. Double Dome Municipality, back at it again with an ad. This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Say it with me, Blue Chew. Blue Chew will bring more confidence to you in the bedroom by offering chewable tablets that can help men get stronger, longer-lasting erections. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but it's chewable and it's a fraction of the cost. Blue Chew's tablets help men achieve harder, longer-lasting erections to combat all forms of erectile dysfunction. Blue Chew is an online prescription service with no visits to the doctor, no awkward conversations, and no waiting lines at the pharmacy. Also, on top of all of that wonderfulness, it ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at bluechew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part, it's all done online. Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredients and strength for you. Don't like swallowing pills? Same here. Had to deal with it before. No problems with this product. Blue Chew's Sildenafil and Tadalafil tablets are chewable. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the US of A, and they're prepared and shipped directly to you, so it's cheaper than the pharmacy. If you could benefit from some extra confidence when comes time to perform, visit bluechew.com for more details, and obviously important safety information is there, because obviously there's important safety information in regards to getting your dick hard. But I've got a special deal for you right now. Try Blue Chew for free when you use promo code WickedGood at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com, promo code WickedGood to receive your first month for free. Obviously, thank you, Blue Chew, for sponsoring this podcast. Highly recommend. Obviously, you don't need it all the time, but those times where, you need the extraness, obviously, there you go. Back to the episode. Your man is gone. Back from that ad. Probably peaked really good right there. We are back with some disinformation being stopped by you. While the break was happening, or whatever, while I wasn't uploading, the disinformation whatever board was created and then like a week later dispelled. And during all of that and during my research into it, I found this neat little document from the government, basically describing disinformation and how you could stop it and how it happens. So I'm going to read some of that so you can get an understanding of directly where the government's coming from, because this is a infographic. All of the links for all this stuff are always in a paste bin. Every episode's got them, so even if you don't want to listen or watch the entire thing, you just go there and go whatever links you want. But disinformation stops with you. Bad actors spread disinformation to undermine democratic institutions and the power of facts. False and misleading information can evoke a strong emotional reaction that leads people to share it without first looking into the facts for themselves, polluting healthy conversations about the issues and increasing social divisions. Most of the stuff that's said in this, I don't really disagree with. It's just funny to see the little teeny, this is kind of just with anything, government. There's a little teeny things sprued throughout this that you'll be like, wait, what? Do your part to stop the spread of disinformation by protecting and sharing these tips. Recognize the risk. Understand how bad actors use disinformation to shape the conversation and manipulate behavior. Question the source. Check who is really behind the information and think about what they gain from making people believe it. Investigate the issue. Search reliable sources to see what they are saying about the issues. Can't disagree with any of this stuff. Think before you link. Take a moment to let your emotions cool and ask yourself whether your feelings about the content are based on fact. Kind of the whole point of this this show, wouldn't that be nice? This entire show is basically because I was reading all these articles, listening to people talk about them, and I was just listening to a bunch of podcasts where they just rip shit out of their ass. It's like, well, I have the links. This is what I'm reading off of it. So whatever's coming out of my mouth is actually based on something. Probably not always correct, and I do give those disclaimers. But the stuff they're saying is basically stuff I completely agree with. Talk with your circle. This is very important. Talk with your social circle about the risks of disinformation and how to respond when you see it. When we get lower down, the talk with your circle will make more sense, but this is the cool part. Who to follow, trusted sources, rely on official websites and verified social media for authentic information. I wonder how easy it is to get a fucking check mark when you're a shitty reporter on Twitter. Thank you, government, for making that a thing. Types of false information. So this is where they get into the actual definitions of misinformation, disinformation, and malinformation. So these are the different types of false information. Misinformation is false but not created or shared with the intention of causing harm. Disinformation is deliberately created to mislead, harm, or manipulate a person, social group, organization, or country. Malinformation is based on fact but used out of context to mislead, harm, or manipulate. Misinformation, disinformation, malinformation. I'm sure everyone's done all of this. Who spreads the disinformation, according to the U.S. government? Foreign states. Scammers. Extremist groups. They might be leaving something out, as I prefaced earlier with stating that. The U.S. government also spreads it. Disinformation stops with you. We're on the next slide now. I'm just going to read the quick headlines on the top. I'm not going to go through every single one of these things, but just real quick. Recognize the risk. Understand how malicious influencers use disinformation to shape the conversation and manipulate behavior. Once they've built an online presence, they start to post false and misleading content that steers an audience to more extreme positions and spreads to the bigger audience. Question the source. Check who is really behind the information and think about what they gain from making people believe it. Disinformation is often designed to look authentic. Critically evaluate content to discern whether it's trustworthy. Investigate the issue. Search other reliable sources to see what they are saying about the issue. A thorough search will help make sure you are not sharing accurate information. Don't share content if it's not from a credible source and you can't find another credible source to confirm it. These are all great points. Think before you link. Take a moment to let your emotions cool and ask yourself whether your feelings about the content are based on fact. This should be in fucking big red letters. Disinformation is designed to evoke a strong emotional reaction that bypasses your critical thinking. You can interrupt the cycle of disinformation by taking time to research the content and reflect on whether sharing it would be beneficial to a conversation. Holy shit, this should just be like taught in schools. Fuck the taxes. Think before you link. Think before you link. And then final, talk with your circle. Talk with your social circle about the risks of disinformation and how to respond. When you see it, it's probably not worth engaging with every piece of disinformation, but speaking up can help stop the spread. Do your research and share what you know with your friends and family. Can't really disagree with any of this stuff. The U.S. government actually made a good piece of propaganda. I don't know what the definition of propaganda is, but I couldn't really think of a better word than for this PowerPoint, but it's pretty good. If you actually read through it, there's actually a lot of good stuff in here. Obviously, like I said, there's some pieces of it you're like, oh, I don't know about it, but okay. So, I mean, they're trying. The disinformation board, it's gone now, supposedly. So it doesn't matter too much. I'm not gonna talk about it because it's basically gone. So who knows if that's ever gonna come back or not? But this stuff is important overall for everyone's mental health, for the mental health of the country. These things are important, especially the one where it was talking about sit back, chill out with the information you just got handed, and don't just take it and then magnify it to an extreme amount. Sit back, do a little searching, sit in your feelings, eat some, I don't know, do the rest of the things you do during a normal day, and then if it's still sticking with you, that's probably something you can keep going into. But I mean, like, really, is it we really have to just like do this all the time? Our country's getting ripped apart, and it's of our own doing, pretty much. I don't know. I'm always fucking horrible at transitions, especially when I get later into the show. Something really quick though with space, because it does matter to me. Reusable rockets, obviously Elon with SpaceX, they're the only other company that's doing it. We now have another company that has officially, they haven't reused it yet, but they caught a rocket with a helicopter. Yes, that is correct. A rocket deployed the satellites, came back, and instead of landing on land like Elon's, like SpaceX's Falcon rocket and soon to be Starship, Rocket Lab successfully captured the booster with a helicopter. There's a great video on the YouTubes, which will be in here, but I'm going to read part of the article. It's real quick, so it won't be that bad. But If you don't like listening to my voice, I don't know why you're here anyway. So here we go. Rocket Lab is now deployed. Okay. The There and Back Again mission, they always have some really cool mission names, also saw Rocket Lab complete a mid-air capture of the Electron booster, I don't know why I sound like that, booster with a helicopter for the first time. After launching to space, Electron's first stage returned to Earth under a parachute at 6,500 feet. Rocket Lab's S-92 helicopter redivist. I don't know what the fuck that word is, but rendezvous. That's how you spell rendezvous? Holy shit, rendezvous. I guess, yeah, that is, god damn it, fucking English language. The S-92 helicopter rendezvoused with the returning stage and used a hook on a long line to capture the parachute line. The mid-air capture is a major milestone in Rocket Lab's pursuit to make Electron a reusable rocket to increase launch frequency and reduce launch costs for small satellites. After the catch, the helicopter pilot detected different load characteristics than previously experienced in testing and offloaded the stage for a successful splashdown. So they didn't get it all the way back. They had to release it at one point, but they still ended up getting it. The stage is being loaded onto Rocket Lab's recovery vessel for transport back to the company's production complex for analysis and assessment for reflight as planned. The mid-air capture comes after successful recovery, which you saw. Okay, so, quote, bringing a rocket back from space and catching it with a helicopter is something of a supersonic ballet, the Rocket Lab founder and CEO Peter Beck said. A tremendous number of factors have to align, and many systems have to work together flawlessly. So I am incredibly proud of the stellar efforts of our recovery team and all our engineers who made this mission and our first catch a success. From here, we'll assess the stage and determine what changes we might want to make to the system and procedures for the next helicopter catch and eventual reflight. So, catching rockets out of the sky, fucking sick. Something else that's sick in the sky that just happened is great transition. We have from the National Science Foundation, we got it. Astronomers revealed the first images of the black hole at the heart of our galaxy. Fucking sick. During the press conference hosted by U.S. National Science Foundation with the Event Horizon Telescope collaboration in Washington, D.C. today, whatever day this fucking came out, astronomers revealed the first image of a supermassive black hole at the center of our Milky Way galaxy. This result provides overwhelming evidence that the object is indeed a black hole and yields valuable clues about the workings of such giants, which are thought to reside at the center of most galaxies. The image was produced by a global research team called the Event Horizon Telescope, or EHT, collaboration using observations from a worldwide network of radio telescopes. The image is a long-anticipated look at the massive object that sits at the very center of our galaxy. Scientists have previously seen stars orbiting around something invisible, compact, and very massive at the center of the Milky Way. This strongly suggested that this object, known as Sagittarius A, you said that correctly, is a black hole, and today's images provide the first direct visual evidence of it. We didn't know it was a black hole, but now we we theoretically know more now that it is one. Although we cannot see the black hole itself because it is completely dark, glowing gas around it reveals a telltale sign, a dark center region called a shadow, surrounded by a bright ring-like structure. The new view captures light bent by the powerful gravity of the black hole, which is 4 million times more massive than our sun. It's fucking crazy. We are stunned by how well. All right, no, whatever. Because the black hole is about 27,000 light years away from Earth, it appears to us to have about the same size in the sky as a donut on the moon. I would like to fathom that, but I can't. To image it, the team created a powerful EHT, which linked together 8 existing radio observations across the planet to form a single Earth-sized virtual telescope. The EHT observed Sagittarius A on multiple nights, collecting data from many hours in a row, similar to using a long exposure time on a camera. The breakthrough following the EHT collaboration's 2019 release of the first image of a black hole called M87 at the center of the more distant Messier 87 galaxy. So basically, they use the same system to do that. So this is the second one that we've looked at. The two black holes look remarkably similar, even though our galaxy's black hole is more than 1,000 times smaller and less massive than M87. Efforts possible. All right, so the efforts have been made possible through an The effort was made possible through the ingenuity of more than 300 researchers from 80 institutes around the world that together make up the EHT collaboration. In addition to the developing complex tools to overcome the challenges of imaging Sagittarius A, the team worked rigorously for 5 years using supercomputers to combine and analyze their data, all while computing an unprecedented library of simulated black holes to compare with observations. We see it. The center of our galaxy has been imaged. Fucking sick. Like, it's just fucking sick. Dude, it's so cool. All right, we're skipping one of the other topics because I want to get out of here, and that one didn't matter too much. In all honesty, I was going to get rid of it before this, but I am debating. I might have a I do have it right now, which I'm adding this topic to. Don't know if I should. Let me know. But if I should add the chopping block articles to the paste bin also, so other people. So if you have more time or you want to look at other stuff that didn't make it into the show, I can put the links to that stuff too, because it is nice having direct links to actual, not just articles, but the actual what do we want to call it? The actual sources, because you can see what's coming from the mouth of the people who are actually creating the news, not the ones reporting on it. Even though most of the time I still have to use that anyways. All right, we'll do this quickly. And then the next topic is a CRISPR topic. So that is always a fun one to do, because that's the future, baby. We're fucking with the humans with the CRISPR. All right, CRISPR. U.S. biofirm plans to make hypoallergenic cats using CRISPR gene editing. U.S. company, this is from New Scientist. We got Michael LePage. 2 genes for the protein mainly responsible for allergic reactions to cats have been detected from cat cells using CRISPR gene editing. It is a first step towards creating hypoallergenic cats, says the US-based company InBio. They're going to start with stuff like this. We're going to start with the little teeny things. Oh, I want my baby's eyes to be blue instead of what. Okay, we'll start with that. Next thing is, I want my baby to do that. Start with my cat. Can I make my cat less of an asshole? That'd be nice. It is a first step towards creating hypoallergenic cats in a US-based company. The estimated lifeline. The estimate, you can tell that my brain is going. The estimated timeline for this is several years, says Nicole Brackett, who leads the CRISPR cat team at InBio. About 15% of people have allergic reactions to cats. The main cause of this is a small protein called FELD1, FED1, FELD1, that is secreted by salivary and skin glands. It is spread over cats' fur when felines clean themselves and can become airborne as the fur dries up. What, if anything, FELD1 does for cats is unknown. I'm sure does something, otherwise it probably wouldn't be there. All cats produce this compound, but in 2019, a study found that levels in saliva vary greatly among typical domestic cats. It is often claimed that some specific breeds are less likely to trigger allergies, but no specific studies have confirmed this. So they don't even know if that's true or not. So that's a nice fable that has been spread around for a while. The compound consists of FELD consists of two different subunits. There are two genes. One's called CH1 and the other is CH2, encoding each subunit. When Brackett and her colleagues compared the sequences of CH1 and CH2 genes in domestic cats with those in other cat species such as lions, tigers, cougars, and fishing cats, they found many changes. Because the sequence of genes with key functions tends to change little, if at all, it suggests that FEL isn't essential. The only way to find out for sure, however, will be to see what happens to cats that cannot produce any of it. Next, the team deleted either CH1 or CH2 gene from the cat cells growing in culture using the CRISPR genome editing technique. The next step will be to delete all copies of the two genes at once, and to confirm that this prevents cells making the protein. Only then the team will try to create cats with lack of genes. We have no particular cat breeds in mind at the moment. In the 2000s, at least two companies announced plans to modify moggies to eliminate that protein, but neither managed to. However, achieving this is now more feasible thanks to developments like CRISPR in 2012. So designer cats, they're coming. I guess more people will have them if they're less allergic. I don't know. Whatever. Go ahead. I just want to talk about it because it's definitely, they're just chipping away at it until we get the full shit, which I'm in for. Let's go, baby. Got to beat the AI somehow. Another way to beat the AI is reviving our own eyeballs. And that has finally happened. Life after death for a human eye. Vision scientists revive light-sensing cells in organ donor eyes. Scientists have revived light-sensing neuron cells in organ donor eyes and restored communication between them as part of a series of discoveries that stand to transform brain and vision research. Billions of neurons in the central nervous system transmit sensory information as electrical signals. In the eye, specialized neurons known as photoreceptors sense the light. This is directly from ScienceDaily.com and University of Utah. I said that correctly. Utah Health. Scientists have revived light-sensing neuron cells in organ donor eyes and restored communication between them as part of a series of discoveries that stand to transform brain and vision research. Let's go. I'm not going to read all of this because it's a good amount of it's just going to start going over my head, but we'll read some of it, get to the next one, and we'll be at one more topic after this, and then we'll be good. Actually, yeah, let's do this. I'm going to chop block another one, and then we'll be good. Chopping block. Get this bitch out of here. What are we doing? Where is this? All right. Billions of neurons in the central nervous system transmit sensory information as electrical signals. In the eye, specialized neurons known as photoreceptors sense light. Publishing in Nature, a team of researchers from John A. Morgan Eye Center at the University of Utah and Scripps research collaborators describe how they used the retina as a model of the central nervous system to investigate how neurons die and new methods of reviving them. We are able to wake up photoreceptor cells in the human macula. No idea if that's correct. Which is part of the retina responsible for our central vision and our ability to see fine detail and color, explains the Retina Eye Center scientist, PhD led. In eyes obtained up to 5 hours after an organ donor's death, these cells responded to bright light, colored light, don't know why I said it like that, colored light, and even very dim flashes of light. While initial experiments revived the photoreceptors, the cells appeared to have lost their ability to communicate with other cells in the retina. The team identified oxygen deprivation as the critical factor leading to the loss of communication. To overcome the challenge, Scripps Research Associate Professor, procured organ donor eyes in under 20 minutes from the time of death, while Morgan Eye Center scientists signed a specific transportation unit to restore oxygenation and other nutrients to the organ donor eyes. Vinberg also built a device to simulate the retina and measure the electrical activity of its cells. With this approach, the team was able to restore a specific electrical signal seen in living eyes, the B wave. It is the first B wave recording made for the central retina of post-mortem human eyes. The process demonstrated by the team could be used to study other neural tissues in the central nervous system. It's a transformative technical advance It's a they put so many dashes in these things. I can't tell what word goes to what. It is a transformative technical advance that can help researchers develop a better understanding of regenerativeness regenerative diseases, including blinding retinal disease such as irregulated molecular degradation. They're bringing eyes back to life. So I gotta figure out how to do the end of these topics better to get into the next topic. Next topic. Finishing off with crypto, we have former employee of NFT marketplace charged in first ever digital asset insider trading scheme. This is directly from justice.gov, Southern District of New York. So this is directly from the court's mouth. We're going to read it and then let it go because this is pretty important, honestly. Defendant allegedly traded on inside information about NFTs that were scheduled to be featured on the homepage of the largest NFT marketplace. Not going to say his name. The United States Attorney for Southern District of the U.S. and in charge of New York Field Office of Federal Bureau of Investigations announced today. So the FBI is a part of this. Clearly. Today announced the unsealing of an indictment charging, I'm not saying his name, a former product manager of Ozone Networks, Inc., Opensea, with wire fraud and money laundering in connection with a scheme to commit insider trading in non-fungible tokens by using confidential information about the NFTs were going to be featured on Opensea's homepage for his personal financial gain. He was arrested this morning in New York, and will be presented today in United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. U.S. Attorney said, NFTs might be new, but this type of criminal scheme is not. As alleged, he betrayed Opensea by using its confidential business information to make money for himself. Today's charges demonstrate the commitment of this office to stamping out insider trading, whether it occurs on the stock market or the blockchain. FBI Assistant Director in charge. In this case, as alleged, he launched an age-old scheme to commit insider trading by using his knowledge of confidential information to purchase dozens of NFTs in advance of them being featured on Opensea's homepage. With the emergence of any new investment tool, such as blockchain, supported non-fungible tokens, there are those who will exploit vulnerabilities for their own gain. The FBI will continue to aggressively pursue actors who choose to manipulate the market in this way. The feds are watching. Hopefully they're watching real good. Because there's some fucking big scams going on. As alleged in the indictment unsealed today in Manhattan Federal Court, this case concerns insider trading in NFTs on Opensea, the largest online marketplace for the purchase and sale of NFTs. In violation of the duties of trust and confidence he owed to his employer, Opensea, he exploited his advanced knowledge of what NFTs would be featured on Opensea's homepage for his personal financial gain. As part of his employment, he was responsible for selecting NFTs to be featured on Opensea's homepage. Conflict of interest, couldn't see that coming. Opensea kept confidential the identity of the featured NFTs until they appeared on its homepage. After the NFT was featured on Opensea's homepage, the price buyers were willing to pay for the NFT and of the NFTs made by the same NFT creator typically increase substantially. Obviously, if it gets put on the homepage, more people are going to buy it. For at least in or about June 2021 to at least in or about September 2021, he used Opensea's confidential business information about the NFTs, about what NFTs were going to be featured on its homepage, to secretly purchase dozens of NFTs shortly before they were featured. After those NFTs were featured on Opensea, he sold them at profits of 2 to 5 times his initial purchase price. He was balling, depending on the price, obviously. To conceal the fraud, he conducted these purchases and sales using anonymous digital currency wallets and anonymous accounts on Opensea. Clearly, they weren't that anonymous because they got them. That's basically it. The rest of this is just going over the people who have worked on this investigation, but it's coming. This is the first one. This definitely is not going to be the last one. This is big because it's Opensea, the largest NFT marketplace on the planet, so it's a big deal. I guess we'll do a little show meta here, which I won't add to the clip, but should be back normal schedule. I mean, you've seen how it's gone before, but the Spotify video stuff, everything's back there, so that's all good. The hub, we're doing good. YouTube's doing good too, so I don't know, whatever. This is my show. I'm going to continue to do it the way I want, even if it might not be in the best interest of the show at the time of my doings, but either way, it's my show. I'm going to run it like I want. I will hopefully, I think I'm going to try to move away from I like getting the free shit, but I would like to move towards the donations and I want to figure out how to get this crypto shit working with the Patreon version of crypto, which would be nice. And then I could just get that to happen, but who knows if that will ever happen. That's it though. End of the episode. If you're watching this, you can listen to it on YouTube. If you're watching this, you can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you're listening to this, you can watch it on Spotify also. You can watch it on YouTube, and you can watch it on the hub. There are also live streams running Monday through Friday, full bore the whole time, Monday through Friday, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Streaming there. There's some other fringe websites that I'll be adding. They're not posted, but I'm sure if you're on them, you'll find them. But posted there, comments and stuff, they'll show up on the stream. So if you want to engage there, I'm not always on there, but I will be popping in every once in a while to play games, Minecraft, City Skylines, GTA. Even I'll just hop on GTA for an hour just to drive around or some shit. But definitely gonna keep up with the streaming stuff. So check that out if you want. I don't know, that's the end of the episode. Happy to be back, and hopefully you're here next time. If you're still here right now, subscribe, like, I'll do all that shit. I don't really care if you do or not, but I mean, if you made it this far, go ahead, do it. That's it. Wicked Good Podcast, Season 4, Episode 6.